Hello, everybody, and welcome to Back to Dial's Episode 8 list head-to-head between our own Asa Graf and the venerable Green Squadron leader, John Scott. Joining me today is our co-host, Tyson Sparks. How you doing today, Tyson?
Hey, how's it going, Joe? Doing real good here. Excited to watch a game that looks very exciting.
Yeah, it looks like to be a good matchup. As the listeners may recall, I predicted the A-Wings were going to win, but you disagreed with me. You think that Asa's Sigma 9 is going to win this.
Yeah, it's always a bad bet to go against Asa, and Phantoms are just a scary thing. So why don't we go ahead and go over the list here for anybody who might have forgotten what the two matchups are here.
Okay.
Yeah, on the left side of your screen, we've got John Scott playing his Green Arrow Squadron. That is 4 Green Squadron pilots with Push the Limit, Wingman, Hull Upgrade, Chart and Refit, and the A-Wing Test Pilot title. And then on the right side, we've got our own Asa Graf playing a squadron he's named 9 Sigma. That's 2 Sigma Squadron pilots with Intelligence Agent, Stygium Particle Accelerator, and Fire Control Systems. And then he's got Darth Vader with Juke, Proton Rockets, Advanced Targeting Computer, the TIE X1 title, and Engine Upgrade. So it's a fat Darth Vader and 2 Sigma Squadron Phantoms.
2 excellent lists. I really like the A-Wing list for its use of Wingman, and the fact that he put a hull upgrade on those A-Wings, making them a lot tougher than they initially appear.
Yeah, so a couple things to keep track of as we watch this game here. He chose his hull upgrade. I questioned that and wondered if auto thrusters would be better. Mm-hmm. So we'll see which one pays off more for him. Also, Wingman, as he put out, is kind of an unusual choice. Mm-hmm. He should be able to clear the stress from pushing the limit on all of his ships at the start of the combat phase, which would be an interesting dynamic to see go here. We'll see how it works out for him.
Absolutely. He certainly needs to stay in some sort of a formation to keep within that range 1 to make use of all of his wingmen to make sure that his stress is cleared every turn.
Yeah, he does. And John Scott has worked extensively on a formation he calls the Finger 4 formation. You can see the start of it up at the top there. It's basically a way to keep all of his A-Wings together and also give them maximum flexibility to go after whichever target they deem most threatening. He has, I kid you not, diagrams drawn out on how this formation should work. Mm-hmm. Very exciting to see an expert at work here.
Yeah, interesting fact to note is this actually is a World War II formation that the Germans used. He has modified this, of course, to use for X-Wing purposes, but there are actually 3 deployments in this. The one he's set up right now is a heavy left forefinger, meaning that he has the 2 ships on the left. A standard formation would put the 2 top side by side in front with the 2 rears on the outside. And then, of course, you have a heavy left or a heavy right formation as well.
Crazy stuff. It's like watching a Notre Dame football game here.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to see how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. Now, turning over to Ace's list real quick, he's got those 2 Sigma Squadron pilots now. Those Phantoms, while he's not going to be able to take a huge advantage of the cloaking mechanism like your Aces would, he's got a lot of firepower behind those.
Right, he certainly does. As you mentioned, it's not an advanced cloaking device, Phantom, so he will not be recloaking every turn. But what he will be able to do is cloak at the start and then use that at least once to get into good position. And with the Stygium Particle Accelerator, he can get a focus or evade when he does that. Something that's interesting to note at this game, both the Sigma Squadron pilots on Asa's side and the Green Squadron pilots on John's side are PS3. Now, Asa has given the initiative to John, so the A-Wings will be moving first, potentially being able to block the Sigmas, but the Sigmas will be able to use their arc-dodging capabilities to maybe outfly those Greens. Probably
Perhaps.
Why Asa elected for that.
You know, I honestly think that's a mistake. I think he should have chosen to shoot first. The reason I say that is because the A-Wings don't really care. As John had said, with us when he was on the show, he uses this as a jousting list. He tends to go straight for them, and he's not trying to outfly them. He wants to shoot first to get targets off the table as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and also the blocking potential of those A-Wings is pretty good. You know, they can go 5 straight and boost. That can really get in your face pretty fast. If I were Asa, I would have moved first just for that reason, so that you are blocking him instead of him blocking you. But he does have the decloak option. Maybe that'll help him block before he actually does his move. And it might still work out for him. It's very interesting. It's a tough call, not something you see a lot. Let's see how it goes for him.
Absolutely. Let's get this game started.
Yep, so we got the dials set on the first turn here. Let's go ahead and see what our players have done. Maybe. Okay, so John Scott activates first. He's got a 5 straight locked in on his first A-Wing. Coming out fast here, Joe.
Yep. I would have expected that. He wants to move up quickly. He said so. He said as much when he was on the show.
Yep, so he goes ahead and boosts and pushes the limit to take an evade action. And it looks like he's going to follow suit on his second and third A-Wings here, and the fourth as well. So a 5 straight and boost from all of the A-Wings.
Right, he wants to keep that formation solid. And I do find it interesting that he went ahead and pushed the limit on these and chose to stress. Even though he probably didn't really need to, I doubt that Sigma is going to get into range this round.
Well, he probably doesn't need to, but this is probably a use of his wingman there. He knows he won't actually have to stick with that stress after the combat phase here. So he can push the limit without really taking any kind of penalty.
Better safe than sorry, I guess.
That's right. So on Ace's side, the first Phantom has come out. It's gone a 3 straight, and it will take the cloak action and gain an evade token from the Stygium Particle Accelerator. And the second Phantom goes ahead and activates and turns 1 hard away from the oncoming A-Wings. And it will go ahead and barrel roll back towards the inside. So, Joe, it looks here like those A-Wings are going to come hard after that first Phantom here. Asa, probably seeing that, has gone ahead and turned away from them and barreled back. Looks like he's probably going to be running from that one for a little while.
Yeah, I think he's using that first one as a decoy, just trying to get... he had to set that dial before he knew exactly what those A-Wings were going to do. So he's probably just going to lead them around and try to get a second one in behind along with Vader.
Yeah, interesting setup here. Asa's really going to have to come fast to be able to get his other 2 ships over to attack the A-Wings before the A-Wings catch up to that Phantom.
Especially with Vader stuck down in a corner with a 2 straight.
Right, so he just comes out 2 straight. Looks like he'll go ahead and boost with a curved 1 to the right. And then for his second action, he'll take a focus token. And we are back to dials.
Yes, we are.
So, Joe, looking at this opening here, which way do you think John Scott is going to go? The obvious target would be that Phantom that is closest to him, but I suppose he could turn in here and try to engage Vader and the other Phantom. What are you thinking?
He could. He did say he likes to joust, but right now, as fast as those A-Wings are, they can probably chase that Phantom down before he can get out of reach. Getting a few shots off before he has to deal with both Vader and the second Phantom.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm with you. I'd probably continue to go after that Phantom at this point, just to make Vader and the other Phantom have to chase through the rocks a little bit here.
Right. Speaking of rocks, it's an interesting deployment that they set up here. Now, is this the typical setup you would have expected from this kind of engagement?
You know, I didn't see who set what rocks, but it looks like one of the players or the other tried to cluster the rocks towards Asa's side. Mm-hmm. And that could be a good move if you're Asa, thinking that John Scott is probably going to come out pretty fast. Now John really has to deal with those rocks. He either has to commit to going forward and after that Phantom, or turning sharply in and then have to deal with Vader and the other Phantom. So I like the placement of the rocks on Asa's side from Asa's perspective.
And that's fairly typical of a anti-jousting type of setup, correct?
Yeah. He's really made it hard for the jousting list to maneuver on that side of the board. If I were John Scott, I might have thought about turning right on the first turn, try to get into that empty space down at the bottom of the board and engage over there. But that's not what he did. He came forward, and now he's going to have to navigate between those rocks on this side of the board.
Exactly.
Yep, so dials are set. and I think we're about ready for the second turn of action here. We got a decloak from the Phantom at the bottom of the board, straight forward. Interesting that he didn't go right and try to get a little closer to the oncoming formation. He must just be setting up for a flank here.
That would be the best guess. That's the only one that decloaks this round. He didn't take the cloak action last round with the first one.
Barrel rolled on the other one, so that one will stay where it is for a moment. So John Scott is activating the A-Wings at the top of the board. Looks like he's got another 5 straight coming from the lead A-Wing. And he will check a target lock. Doesn't have it, so he'll go ahead and do the boost action in towards the Phantom. And then he'll push the limit for a target lock. And he'll do the same 5 forward with the second A-Wing, another boost action, and another target lock. Looks like he is going to commit to chasing down that Phantom.
Right, I think that's a pretty sound strategy at this point.
I think so, too. 5 straight from the next A-Wing. That one goes ahead and tries to target lock where it is, and it has got it, so it will target lock right there and push the limit for a focus token. And a 5 straight from the last one. Attempts a boost up. Looks like it won't quite fit. So instead, he will just focus and evade where he is. So interesting. It doesn't look like John Scott is going to have all 4 A-Wings in range here. That one couldn't make its boost, so it will probably not get a shot here.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I mean, I know he needed to take the 5 straight, but I almost would have opted for a 3 bank to get in next to his other one and then boost forward.
I think
he might have been just about in range.
Yeah, I think a 3 bank would have been a little better. He probably could have boosted into that empty gap you can see between his 3 A-Wings there, and maybe been a little better. So let's see what Asa goes ahead and does here. And Asa will activate the first Phantom. He's got a 3 turn, just coming around trying to get into range here. And that Phantom will cloak and get an evade token with the Stygian Particle Accelerator. And the second Phantom, 3 hard as well. Going to put him right behind a rock. Looks like it probably... Oh, well, he goes ahead and cloaks here. That'll get him out of the way before he has to move again.
Might as well, since he gets the decloak at the beginning of the round. He won't run into that asteroid.
Right. And finally, Darth Vader. Just a 2 straight here. A little bit of an interesting move. Barrel roll and then boost forward.
Again, very cautious with Darth Vader right now. I wonder if he's a little afraid of pushing that too hard, making him a target right up front.
Well, he definitely doesn't want to get Darth Vader out in front of the whole oncoming swarm here, because if Vader gets blocked, 3 A-Wings could put a hurt on him pretty good. But this is maybe a little overly cautious here. Looks like he could have some trouble getting into range here. So let's see if there's any shots. Does not appear to be here, so they'll clear tokens and go back to dials. So Joe, looking at the board here, the A-Wings have committed to go around that rock. Asa has cloaks on both of his Phantoms. What are you thinking here on the decloak? Which way do you think he's going to go?
Well, the one on the right there that's facing the rock is probably going to decloak to the left and try to then form up again with his companions. The other Phantom, I don't see him, since he's trying to close the gap, he doesn't really want to barrel roll to the right and get behind Vader, and he doesn't want to barrel roll to the left and put himself further out of range. So chances are he's going to decloak forward.
Yeah, I think that's about right. The one that is on the furthest right side of the board definitely has to decloak towards the bottom of the board and get out of the way. He can't decloak towards the A-Wings. That'll put him in a very bad spot where he'll probably get blocked and hurt severely. The one at the left side of the board, I think I agree with you. Probably straight forward and continue to try to flank the swarm.
Yeah. Although...
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I will say the one on the far right, if he did decloak to the top and went maybe a hard straight mover like 3, I don't know what they have on the dial. Is there a 4 straight? He could potentially get past those A-Wings into a position where he can't take a shot.
Yeah, he doesn't want to overdo it here, but he has gone ahead and decloaked straight forward, so he'll probably either be turning into the gap between those asteroids or doing some kind of bank and trying to come around behind them. And he'll take an evade with the Stygian Particle Accelerator. The other Phantom will go ahead and decloak towards the left here. and he will also gain an evade token. So interesting option here. It looks like he could choose to maybe one turn and get a long shot at those A-wings. What do you think, Joe? Would that be worth it, or would you just turn out and try to get away?
One turn, maybe a 2-turn, just to get on the outside of that asteroid in case he doesn't. If he does get a chance to shoot, he may not get a chance to cloak. Well, he's not going to cloak. I'm sorry. Well, he probably is not going to cloak.
Right. I'm not sure. I'm thinking a 2-turn might put you on that rock there. We'll have to see what he does. So from John Scott's side, oh, interesting. Looks like we've got a 3K turn coming from that first A-wing, which will stress him, and a 3K turn coming from the next A-wing.
Well, at this point, I would guess he's going to K-turn them all.
Yeah, looks like it. Just turns the first one on a 1-turn there. So interesting here. He's basically reset the game. He's kind of still in his finger 4 formation, but now facing the other side of the board. Interesting that he didn't come around and kind of try to keep chasing that Phantom. What are you thinking about that, Joe?
Well, he probably realized that Phantom was now out of range and back in formation, so he better form back up to make sure that his joust goes well against these oncoming.
Yeah, it looks like he will have his choice of targets again. He can pretty much go after anyone that he chooses. Mm-hmm. So let's see here. He goes ahead and pushes the limit to focus evade on the one that did not stress. And Asa will now activate his Phantoms. He'll go a 2 bank on the lead Phantom. That'll put him kind of right behind that rock again. And he will go ahead and take a focus action. So he's going to have to deal with that rock next turn. And then from the next Phantom, looks like a 3 hard turn here. And oh my goodness, that might not quite clear.
Did he clip the rock?
Looking at it here, yeah, looks like he just clicked the outside of the rock. So bad luck from Asa there. Doesn't quite make it with his 3 turn. But
good luck though with the roll.
Goes ahead and roll. Yeah, he rolls a focus, no damage. Yeah, so interesting. He didn't go ahead and do the 1 turn to try to come underneath. He tried to go around over top, and the 3 doesn't quite get him here. So that could put him in a little bit of trouble.
So maybe a 2-turn might have been the right choice, putting him just shy of that asteroid.
2-turn might have put him just on the other side of it, and he would have probably been able to barrel roll out of the way. I think you were right there, Joe.
Or he could have cloaked or maybe even got a shot. Now he has neither option.
Right, he has neither here. So he could be in trouble. Darth Vader, in the meantime, comes around with a 2-turn. And he will attempt a target lock, but he is out of range. So he will boost, and now he'll have a target lock. And he'll go ahead and put it on to the back A-wing, the one that is labeled Fox. And Darth Vader will shoot first. So first combat phase here, looks like he is going to shoot Fox. That'll be a range 3, unobstructed. And he gets 2 blanks.
He is going to add that crit, though.
Does get to add a crit with the advanced targeting computer. But the A-wing will dodge that easily, getting 3 evades. So no damage there. A-wing's attempting to return fire, no range from Fox. Slippy does have a range 3 shot that will be obstructed, so we'll have 2 dice on to Darth Vader's 5. So 1 hit from that A-wing, and just 1 evade from Darth Vader, but that's all he needs. This is very un-Asa-like at the start here.
It is very un-Asa-like.
Yep.
It's not an A-wing, though.
It's not an A-wing, that's right. Maybe it's just A-wings that are lucky, not Asa.
No, I don't think that's the case.
I don't think so either. He's destroyed me with X-Wings too.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all the combat that turn. No damage on either side. We'll go ahead and go back to dials. So kind of an interesting predicament here from Asa. He's got 2 ships that are kind of looking at that large rock here. He's probably going to have to turn out with both of them to avoid hitting it, which will not probably give him very good shots. What are you thinking he can do here, Joe?
Boy, that's tough. Vader can actually go straight if he really wants to and try to close off the gap coming in case they take hard turns to the left. But that Phantom, that's Phantom number 1, I believe, probably is going to need to bank or turn to the left. I don't see any advantage of turning to the right unless
Yeah,
I just don't see what the advantage would be.
you're probably either going to bump Vader or go over a rock if you try to turn right. So I agree. I think he has to bank to the left and just kind of take another turn of setup here because he probably will not have a shot. I'm assuming those A-Wings will go ahead and turn to the left, probably try to get underneath that rock and maybe block a Phantom or Vader. He does have to be careful with Darth Vader here. Like you said, he can go straight, but those A-Wings will likely be turning over there. He doesn't want to get blocked and shot by a whole bunch of them. And so we're just about back to dials here. The last couple dials being set and reset. Big turn here. This will probably be the first turn of combat where just about everybody shoots. And it looks like we're ready here. So John Scott will activate Fox. He's got a 3 hard turn to the left. So kind of like I suspected, he's going to try to go underneath that rock. He will push the limit to focus and evade. Now that looks like that move could be a problem for Vader here, Joe. I'm not sure any straight maneuver will clear both the rock and the A-Wing.
I think if he did a 1 straight, he could probably clear it, but chances are he made a longer move.
Yeah, Darth Vader does not have a 1 straight. 2 straight would be the slowest, and I think a 2 will put him on the rock, and a 3 through 5 may block him into the A-Wing.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want that.
I agree.
Yep, so 2 bank from the next A-Wing goes ahead and bumps his buddy there, which is a little unfortunate. No action.
Yeah, unfortunately, A-Wings also don't have the 1 bank or 1 straight.
Yes, so he did his best to get under there, but he doesn't quite get it, so he'll get no action. 3 turn coming from the next A-Wing. That one will fit nicely. And he will go ahead and take a focus and evade with push the limit. Now Darth Vader really has no straight maneuver that can fit in there. If he doesn't bump the lead A-Wing, he's going to bump that guy.
Yeah.
And the last A-Wing will follow suit and do a 3 hard turn. He will focus and then go ahead and target lock Darth Vader. So I guess John is assuming that Vader is unlikely to shoot that one, being the furthest away from him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think John's in a good position here. Lots of potential places where he could get blocks. See what Asa does with his Phantoms. And he's got a 4 straight going from that first one. Very interesting. Looks like it will be a bump, and it will at least go over a rock. And it looks like just over a rock. It looks like that thing is not actually on the rock here.
Right. He'll lose his action, but he'll still get to shoot.
Right. So he'll have a good shot there, and he shouldn't be getting shot by too many A-Wings. So maybe that'll be okay.
Yeah, he's going to survive through this. He's going to put 5 dice onto that range 1 A-Wing.
Yeah, so maybe not such a bad move, even though it does bump.
Yep.
Phantom number 2 is going to do a 3 hard, just get out of trouble there. Asa goes ahead and rolls the die for the first Phantom going over the rock, takes a damage. So Phantom number 1 is down to just 1 shield.
Yeah, it's a bit unlucky. It's kind of tough to take that with something that only has 2 hull and 2 shields.
Yeah, that's not what you want, but so far he's hit 2 rocks and he's taken 1 damage, so perfectly statistically average right there.
And he's got the great shot on.
That's right, he's got a great shot. So the Phantom that did the 3 hard will go ahead and take a cloak token, get an evade with Stygium Particle Accelerator.
Not a bad move to bail out at that point. You know, he didn't have a whole lot of advantages with that.
Yeah, he didn't want to go straight and get blocked right there. And if he would have done any kind of bank, he probably wouldn't have had a great shot. So just goes ahead and gets out of trouble. I think that's a good choice.
And with all those target locks on him, he doesn't want to present himself.
Right. So he'll be able to come back around and probably get behind some things. In the meantime, Darth Vader's got a 5 straight locked in, so he's going to try to get over the top here. Let's see if it works. Ooh, and not quite. Like I thought, he hits that back A-Wing, which I think will go ahead and mean that he hits the front A-Wing. And no action. So bad news from Darth Vader here. He'll have no action, and he'll be taking shots from all 3 of the other A-Wings.
That's right.
Could be in trouble here.
Yep, but at least he didn't land on the rock. At least he's going to get his own shot off here.
Right. He does have the target lock on the one that he ran into, so he won't be able to use advanced targeting computer here. Let's see which one he goes ahead and chooses to shoot.
Has he rolled for his rock yet, or did he not?
I don't think he hit a rock there.
Okay, the template didn't go through.
Yeah, the template didn't go over, so he's good there. And he'll have range 1 shots at either of those first 2 A-wings. Looks like he's going to shoot the one that bumped, so the second A-wing in the line, because it has no actions. That's a good choice from Asa. So 3 on 3 here. Asa will roll hit, crit, blank. And the A-wing, rolls 2 evades, 2 focuses and a blank. So it will take 2 shields there. So lucky break for Asa. The A-wing that just got attacked is going to return fire at Vader. It will roll 3 blanks, 2 blanks and a focus, and it has no tokens, so nothing there. And Darth Vader will roll just for the sake of rolling, gets 1 evade, clearly no damage. So going well for Asa so far, no damage on Vader despite the bump. Second A-wing also has a range 1 shot at Darth Vader. He'll go ahead and take it. And just 1 hit here, blank, blank hit. And Asa will roll, and he will get 1 evade, so no damage on Darth Vader there. So luck continues to be on Asa's side on this one. Last A-wing will take a shot. Looks like he's going to go ahead and shoot the Phantom instead here at range 2, which is a weird choice, I think. He's got a target lock over on Darth Vader. Interesting that he decided to switch to the Phantom. I guess maybe because it took 1 shield on that rock. Any reason you can think to switch targets here, Joe?
Well, he may be thinking, with 2 hull, 1 shield, if he can put something through on him unactioned, he can get that thing off a lot quicker. So maybe he's thinking if he would have had the shots from the other 2 A-wings, he would have taken them on him.
I suppose that's probably true here. So let's go ahead and see what he gets. He gets 2 focus results. He'll go ahead and spin the token to make it 2 hits. Phantom will have 2 dice in return. And 2 blanks. So that will be the last shield off that Phantom and 1 of the hull points. So that thing's down to just 1 hull. Maybe a good move from John there.
Yeah, like I said, I suspect had he had shots with the other 2 A-wings, he probably would have taken him on that Phantom just to get him off the board.
Yep. So the Phantom will go ahead and return fire here. It will shoot Falco, which is the furthest back A-wing, range of 2. And crushing shot from Asa. Hit, crit. That's the Asa rolling we're used to.
Yeah.
So A-wing with no tokens will have 3 defense dice. It'll get blank, evade, and focus. So it will take 2 shields and a critical hit.
Yep. Unfortunately, with only 2 shields, that critical hit's going to go through.
Goes through, and it is a damaged engine, so all of his hard turns will be red. That's a really bad crit to be taking on an A-wing.
Absolutely.
You need to be doing the 2-turn quite a bit, and he will not be able to do that without taking stress.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, that's one that he can flip down with an action, correct?
He cannot. You are stuck with damaged engine for the rest of the game here.
And that really does hurt.
That hurts bad. So all in all, even though Asa bumped 2 ships here, I think he maybe got the better of that exchange. What are you thinking, Joe?
Oh, absolutely. Put out damage like that. Now, that 1 Phantom is gone, and if he can take it off next round, that is Jonathan, can take that ship off next round, then it puts him in a lot better place. But he has now an A-wing limping along.
Yeah. So each player has a ship that they really have to keep a close eye on here. The 1 health Phantom and the critted A-wing. What are you thinking from Jonathan here? Are you thinking K turns to try to keep fire on that Phantom?
Boy, that's tough. I don't know. It's really hard to say. I think K turns probably will come out of this. At least 2 of them, maybe 3.
Yeah, I think probably the lead 3 A-wings will go with a K turn to try to keep fire. He may try to block with the one that took the crit there, maybe to deny actions for another turn here.
I'm thinking he may even use the that 3rd A-wing, the one I can't really read the name. Is it Pappy on there?
Peppy, yeah. So
he may use that to try to block Vader from making a hard turn to the right.
Yep. So the A-Wings, for people who haven't played Star Fox 64, are named Fox, Slippy, Peppy, and Falco, which were the pilots in Star Fox 64. So kind of a cool throwback there from Jonathan.
Right.
So we're back to the activation phase here. We have a decloak from Phantom number 2. He's gone ahead and decloaked to the bottom of the screen. Looks like he's probably going to do a 1 turn or so and try to turn back into the A-Wings and get a couple shots here. So the A-Wings will go ahead and activate. Slippy will move first, and indeed he has a 3K turn locked in. Fox will actually go ahead and do a 1 turn here. Looks like he might have been worried about potentially hitting a rock on the 3K turn. He'll go ahead and boost towards the bottom of the board and take a focus token. Peppy, 3K turn. And finally, Falco will go ahead and go 2 straight. And yeah, looks like he's setting up for a potential block there.
It looks like that block will be intended for the Falcon, maybe.
Yeah, maybe intended for Darth Vader here. Or
the Phantom. I think I said Falcon.
Yep.
The Phantom.
So the Phantom, however, will go ahead and do a 4K turn. So a K turn on a damaged Phantom here. That will leave him without action. But at least he will get 1 more shot before he dies here.
That's right. Even if he gets killed and goes off the board, he's got simultaneous fire right now since the pilot skills are the same.
He does. So maybe he's just hoping for 1 more shot, or the fact that the A-Wings are unactioned that will be shooting at him. Phantom number 2, in the meantime, goes ahead and does a 4K turn on his own here so that he can get facing the right direction. And Darth Vader goes ahead and does a 3 turn, just getting out of dodge, it looks like. Asa flubs the buttons there, and we'll go ahead and do a boost 1 to the left.
Yep.
Yeah, so getting out of trouble, barrel rolling up towards the top of the board. Looks like he probably won't take any shots. So just 2 of John's A-Wings will have shots, and I'd imagine these will be coming at the Phantom. Checking range here for Wingman.
Right.
Looks like he's not able to get stress off of all of them. They are not in proper range 1. So it will leave both Slippy down by that rock with the stress and Falco with the stress. So John, go ahead and he's attacking the Phantom, range 3 with Peppy. He rolls 1 hit and 1 focus result. And Asa rolls a 1 evade, so no damage. The Phantom remains alive. And he's got 1 more A-Wing to shoot at him. Slippy will shoot at the Phantom as well. And 2 blanks. So that Phantom's going to live. Goes ahead and rolls just for fun. 1 evade. And so Asa will keep that Phantom alive for 1 more turn. And he'll get a range 1 shot here.
Yeah.
He's taking it against Falco. Looks like he gets 2 hits and a crit. Goes ahead and uses his target lock to re-roll the 2 dice, gets 1 more hit out of it. So he's got 4 hits here. So Falco will need to come up with 3 evades and spin the token to live. Oh, never mind. Asa finishes his target lock and gets 3 hits and 2 crits. So Falco could be in big trouble here. And that's that Asa rolling over to another crit. So Falco, in fact, does roll evade, focus. So he'll spin the focus token and add the evade token and just take 1 more crit. If it's not a direct hit, he's alive. And it is a blinded pilot, so he won't be able to attack, but he is still alive. And it looks like that Phantom number 2 is just out of range, so that'll bring us back to dials. So Asa skates by with 1 health on that Phantom again. Would you expect anything else, Joe?
Not from Asa.
Not from Asa. Yeah, that's right.
Although I will say that's a pretty nice roll for John to save that ship. 2 evades, a focus, and the evade token, which he had.
Right. That was a good K turn in the end from Asa there. It put him at range 3 of the only 2 A-Wings that could attack him, and without tokens from them. So it's not outrageous that he would live there.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets a nice range one shot of his own.
Decent move. Now, interesting to note that last round, Fox's move kind of puzzled me at first, but it looks like he's put himself into a very good position to come around now on Vader, both Vader and that Phantom. He obviously was looking more than one turn ahead.
Right. Yeah, he should be able to turn left, hard one left, and be in a real good position to get a nice shot on that Phantom.
Right.
So we're to the activation phase here. Asa is measuring range for Intelligence Agent, and he'll use Intelligence Agent on Fox. So indeed, Fox does have a hard one to the left locked in here. Mm-hmm. Interesting choice from Asa to use the Intelligence Agent on that one. I thought that was fairly obvious, but a little more information can't hurt.
Now, why do we see two of those dials face up?
Right, so the one on Fox is face up because of Intelligence Agent, and now John is activating Peppy.
Oh.
And he's done a 3K turn. Interesting there. I guess assuming that the Phantom is going to overshoot him here, Joe?
That's what I'm guessing here. The Phantom wants to probably keep engaged, get something out of his last remaining life, unless he's going to run with it. So he's probably going to make a left turn of some sort to try to keep something engaged. So that might have been a very smart move on John's part.
Yeah, so the Phantom is stressed here. So I guess I would expect probably a 2 bank, which is one of its only green maneuvers. It doesn't have a great set of greens.
Right.
So if he does do that, Peppy will be in a blocking position. So it could be a good move from John here. He went ahead and he did the one hard with Fox. He's going to try to boost, but it clearly doesn't fit. So he will just stay there and focus and target lock.
Now, if he does get a block here from Pappy onto that Phantom, he'll still get a shot from Fox, it looks like.
Yeah, and Fox will have probably a range one shot there, so I guess that's what he's going for. Meanwhile, Falco, who was stressed, will just do a 2 bank to the left, clear his stress, and then he'll go ahead and boost. That's the one that's badly hurt, so he's just trying to get it out of the way here, I would imagine. And then he'll push the limit to take the evade token. And then his final A-Wing, Slippy, will do a 2 straight, focus and evade, and just hope that he got the block there, and he should be in prime position to take a really good shot.
Absolutely. Now, Jonathan has really covered his arcs here to make sure he's going to get at least one shot on that Phantom in some form.
Yeah, so here comes the move from the Phantom. It's a 3 bank to the left. And
interesting choice to keep his stress.
Yeah, he keeps the stress. I think Asa hit the wrong, or John hit the wrong button there. So he'll back up and he'll do a 3 bank that will bump. So he will back it up, and it looks like he'll actually bump Peppy. So John planned that right. He got the block right where he needed to with Peppy.
Yep.
So it looks like Fox will have a range 1 shot on that ship. See if he can kill it here. Just getting the position right. Okay, and now we're over to Phantom number 2. It's got a 2 bank locked in. And there it is right there. And he will do a barrel roll action, probably trying to barrel roll back and see if he can get arc on the wounded A-Wing that's trying to slip out the bottom.
Yeah, he wants to get a shot on that. And with 1 hull left, even as faded as those things are, you never know what's going to happen. You might as well try to get it off the table.
Yeah, good time to try to kill it. He should have arc there, it looks like. So Asa will get a shot on that wounded A-Wing as it limps away. Meanwhile, Darth Vader goes ahead and does a 4K turn, just trying to get back in the fight. So we're to the combat phase. Darth Vader measures for range. Looks like he's out of range of any A-Wings. So we'll come down to shooting for the A-Wings. Fox will shoot first. It is indeed a range 1 shot onto Phantom number 1. Just 1 hull left here. Let's see if he can kill it. Goes ahead and rolls, gets a blank, focus, and a hit. He will...
Was he going to focus that?
He re-rolls the blank result and gets another blank result. So he did have a target lock there, spins it, doesn't get him any further, but he will spin the focus to make it 2 hits and a blank. And Asa rolls, and he gets blank focus, so that Phantom will die.
Now he's got simultaneous fire coming out.
Right,
Though, so
he does get simultaneous fire, so Asa won't pull him here. But he will be dead at the end of this turn. So we'll go ahead and measure Slippy. Slippy has no shot since that Phantom is dead. And Peppy no shot. And so the Phantom will go ahead and take its simultaneous fire. It rolls hit, blank, range 1 onto Slippy. And Slippy rolls in defense, gets focus, evade, and focuses for 3 evade results. So he'll take no damage. And the Phantom will die. So pretty good exchange for Jonathan there. He got the Phantom off, and he took no damage in return. Things are looking pretty up for John right here, I'm thinking. What are you thinking, Joe?
Yeah, they're looking not too bad. Now, like I said, he's got the one A-wing that's limping along there, and if it goes off the table, I mean, it's almost going to be back to an almost even fight again. With the Phantom having, such power, the power that it has.
Yep, so Ace is going to measure range on his remaining Phantom. Looks like it does have a range 3 shot at the wounded A-wing. And he'll go ahead and take that. He gets 3 hits and a blank. And John will roll to defend. Looks like it was range 3 and obstructed. John will get 2 evades and 3 blanks. And he will go ahead and spin the token and stays alive. That is one slippery A-wing right there. That's looking like one of Ace's A-wings, Joe?
I'll say it's probably partially the A-wings.
Yeah, that must be it there. So again, pretty good exchange for John. He's still alive with that last A-wing, and he went ahead and got one Phantom off the board. What do you think he's going to look to do here? Is he going to go for Darth Vader, or is he going to try to turn around and go for that Phantom?
Well, he's got 2 facing towards Darth Vader already, so I imagine he's going to probably turn around and go after Vader. I mean, it seems the likely target right now. You've got a full health Phantom, which is only 2 and 2, but as strong as it is proven to do a lot of damage to his A-wing so far. He may want to just try to take on Vader while he has the numbers.
I think I agree with you here. If he goes kind of a couple banks and a turn with the 2 that are facing Vader, he can probably get right up in its face. Then maybe he can do a 1 hard turn with Peppy to also get it towards Vader. And then just run away with the wounded A-wing. So we're to dials. Looks like he's going to go 5 straight with Falco. Again, just trying to keep that guy alive. He'll boost 1 bank, and he will push the limit for an evade token. So that thing is really trying to get out of dodge here. Next A-wing will go ahead and do a 2 bank, and it will push the limit to take focus and evade. So indeed, it does go after Darth Vader. Fox will do a 3 straight. He'll go ahead and boost 1 bank and push the limit for a focus token. And finally, Peppy will do a 1 hard bank with a 1 or boost with 1 bank and push the limit for a focus. So
beautiful
he is going
trap
after
setup
Vader here.
Yep, beautiful trap setup.
Very good. So we're over to the Phantom. It'll do a 1 hard to the right. It's going to keep chasing the wounded A-wing. And Asa will take a focus action with it. Now Darth Vader smartly just did a 1 bank, so he avoided any kind of block here. See what Asa can do. Looks like he's going to try to barrel roll backwards. Doesn't quite fit, it looks like. The corner would have gone off the board, so he'll readjust to barrel middle to middle.
Yeah, he wants to keep as much range as possible while still getting that range 1 on Fox.
Yeah, so he might have been able to get a range 1 on Fox while maybe increasing the range to Peppy. And he'll go ahead and take the evade token. So very good. He does have the target lock on Fox, so advanced targeting computer will be active over there.
I'm surprised, though, that he did move his Phantom out to chase the other A-wing, and the reason for that is with Vader now flying into danger like that, I would have thought maybe he wanted the support to maybe help try to take one of those A-wings out.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. You maybe could have just let that A-wing go and tried to bring the Phantom in to pinch the other 3 A-wings and really done some damage here. But it looks like he's going to try to get ships off the table and keep in pursuit of that thing. So John will go ahead and do wingman. He's only got 3 A-wings over there, so he can only pull stress from 2 of them. He'll leave Fox with the stress. And Darth Vader will go ahead and shoot. It is a range 1 to Fox. Asa will roll 3 focus results, and he took the evade action. So he'll just add the crit, so it's just 1 crit, and that'll be dodged easily. 2 evades from Fox.
Now, how many times do we see that happen? Oh, if I only would have taken the focus instead of the evade.
Yeah, every time I take an action other than focus, I'm punished for it.
Yeah.
Take focuses, people.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
It does. It certainly does. So we're down to the A-wing shooting here. We'll shoot Peppy first, range 2 on Darth Vader. He'll roll 1 hit, 1 blank. And Darth Vader will dodge that easily, 2 evades. And we'll go ahead and shoot Slippy at Darth Vader, range of 2. He'll go ahead and roll a hit and a focus result. He'll spin the token to make it 2 hits. And Darth Vader will roll 2 evades again, so still safe, doesn't have to spend his token. And finally, Fox will take a range 1 shot onto Darth Vader here. Ooh, and 3 hits coming through. Ooh, and Vader will roll 2 focuses and a blank. So again, getting punished for not having taken the focus token here.
Right.
Asa will spin the evade token, but it'll take 2 shields. So shields are down on Darth Vader.
Now, I want to ask earlier, when Vader took that range 1 shot and he focused all of those, he chose to add the crit rather than go ahead and spend the target locket to get 3 more rerolls. Do you think that was the right choice?
It could be an indication that Asa intends to K-turn here. He wants to be able to have the target lock for his shot, and he knows he won't get an action on the next turn. Mm-hmm. It probably the right decision, given that A-wing is full health. Getting, even if he re-rolled and got 3 hits, it won't kill the A-wing or anything. So just goes ahead and saves the target lock for later.
And I agree with that, because those A-wings are probably going to K-turn now too.
I think so. So down to the Phantom here. He's measuring for range. It looks like that A-wing is going to be just outside of range, so no shot from that Phantom. And John keeps that A-wing alive for at least 1 more turn.
Also keeps that Phantom away from Vader.
Yeah, so a really, really good turn from John there. He didn't lose anything. He took 2 shields off Darth Vader, and now that Phantom is really out of position. It has to keep chasing Falco at this point, which means that John will be free with his 3 A-wings to keep chasing Darth Vader.
Not a bad position to be in.
Not a bad position at all here. So if you're John, what are you thinking about? Fox does have a stress, so at least one of the A-wings will not be able to K-turn. Are you thinking K-turns on the other 2? Or maybe some kind of blocking maneuver?
Yeah, I'm thinking actually Fox might be the blocker here. I don't know how far fast or if he's going to K-turn with Vader or not. He may want to take the one turn, and keep his stress, or perhaps he'll do a 2-turn hoping that he'll still get arc if Vader does take the K-turn, and maybe throw a block if he makes a shorter move.
Right, so I believe the K-turn on TIE Advance is 4 speed, so I think that would put him right about where Slippy is now, maybe a little further back.
But Slippy does move first.
Slippy does move first, but John could try to maybe do simultaneous 1-hards to keep the ships about where they are and maybe block that K-turn. Let's see what they do. And it looks like John is going to get it out of the way, actually. 3-hard turn with Slippy. He'll go ahead and boost with the bank and push for an evade token. Fox will follow Slippy with a 2-bank and a straight boost and a push for the evade token. And finally, Peppy will do the K-turn. So a little bit of a reset from Jonathan there. Looks like he's going to try to come back around the rock and maybe catch Vader in a turn or 2.
Yeah, try to form back up and get a better engagement.
Yep, so finally Falco down at the bottom of the board does a 2-bank, clears stress, and pushes the limit for a focus and an evade. Still just trying to get out of there and stay alive. But the Phantom is going to keep in pursuit, 3-turn. And it looks like John actually got underneath him. Let's see if Asa barrel rolls to get a shot here. He does. So good move from John there. He made Asa use an action to barrel roll. And in the meantime, Darth Vader goes 5 straight, just going to try to get out of that bad position himself. And he will focus evade. So it looks like we're looking at just one shot from Jonathan. And that will be up measuring for wingman. Clear stress on all of those A-wings that had it. And he'll have a range 2 shot from Peppy. And it will be 1 crit, 1 blank. Darth Vader will dodge that easily with 2 evades.
He had the evade token anyway. 1 hit wasn't going to do anything.
Yeah, it wasn't going to do anything. Very unlikely that anything would go through there.
Right.
So we'll move on down to the Phantom. Ooh, very close, but I think it's range 2. And he will roll 4 natural hits. Oh. So that will put Falco in very big trouble here. He needs to get 3 evades plus spin the evade token to live. And he will not quite here. He'll get 2 evades and 1 blank. Even if he spins the token, he's dead.
Spins the token for posterity, but yeah, that guy's gone.
Yep, and last hole, Falco explodes. So John does lose it, but that thing kept that Phantom occupied for quite a while, so it's not a total loss for him here.
Right, he's now got Vader shieldless with only 3 hull. That puts him in a bad position. And we have a Phantom with 2 hull, 2 shields.
Yeah, so which way are you thinking? Who's looking best here, Joe? Are you feeling like Jonathan's favored or Asa so far?
It's still a tight match. You've got 2 very, very good pilots here. They know when to disengage, know when to reform. They're making moves that sometimes I don't expect, but turn out to be, really great, clever moves to keep themselves where they need to be. It's really hard to say at this point. As far as firepower goes, Asa still has a slight advantage if he can bring Vader and the Phantom back together.
Right. So here we are. We're back to the activation phase. Slippy, the lead A-wing, is going to go ahead and do a 2 bank. Looks like he's going to try to keep after Darth Vader. He will focus and evade right there. Fox will follow suit with a 2 turn, focus and evade. And then finally, Peppy is going to go ahead and do a 2 bank and a boost and a focus. So could be going after Darth Vader, could be going after the Phantom. It's not really a hard commitment to either ship here. What are you thinking he's looking at here, Joe?
It's hard to say. I thought maybe he might go up to the Phantom now that it's going to probably come back around, and indeed it does here, just to see if then maybe switching targets might get him a better opportunity. But Vader could still take a hard turn here and end up in the arcs of both of those A-wings.
Yeah, he's left his options open here. I think he can go after either the Phantom or Darth Vader so far. Phantom, in the meantime, does do a 2 hard to the right, coming back in. And it will take a focus token. Darth Vader does a 3 hard turn to the right, and will be in range of those A-wings as well. Yeah. So he will go ahead and do an evade action.
So again,
and puts down a target lock onto Slippy, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So Darth Vader has the first shot. Looks like it's a range 2 shot onto Slippy. Rolls 2 natural hits, and will use advanced targeting computer to add the crit result. And Slippy will roll to defend, gets 1 focus, 1 evade, 1 blank. He will spin the focus token and the evade token to take no damage. So pretty good roll from Jonathan there. Takes no damage from Darth Vader, but he does have to spin both tokens. Slippy, in the meantime, looks like he's only got a range 3 shot on that Phantom, so he'll go ahead and take that. He'll roll just 1 hit and 1 blank. Phantom will defend, gets 2 evades, easily dodged. And it looks like Peppy will have no shot, and Fox will have a range 2 shot on Darth Vader. Looks obstructed. Rolls and gets 1 hit, 1 blank. And Darth Vader, who has an evade token, he rolls no evades, but he'll spin the token and be fine. So nothing much happening there. The Phantom does have a return shot on Slippy, range of 3. Darth Vader did strip all of the tokens off of Slippy earlier, so this could do some damage. And Asa rolls 1 crit, 1 hit, 1 focus, and 1 blank. Spins the focus to make it 2 hits and a crit. Slippy rolls in defense and just 1 evade result. No tokens there to help him, so a hit and a crit will go through. And Slippy had no shields from a previous attack, so the crit will be face up. And it is a blinded pilot, so Slippy won't be shooting next turn.
So once again, that blinded pilot.
Yeah, Jonathan's rolled 2 of them so far here. Very good exchange for Asa. He winds up getting some long-range damage onto one of the A-Wings and puts it down to just 1 hull. So things are looking much better for Asa right now.
Absolutely. Again, that's the advantage and why those Phantoms are so scary. You know, the firepower. Even at range 3, 4 dice. Good grief.
Boy, they sure do hit hard, right?
They do.
And he's established a target lock from fire control systems onto Slippy now.
Absolutely.
So Slippy could be in big trouble here.
Especially with only 1 health left.
Yeah, so if you're Jonathan here, I'm thinking he has to come and try to come after the Phantom. Maybe put Slippy into a blocking position on it so that maybe Slippy can stay alive long enough.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's going to take a couple of fairly short maneuvers to maybe get a block on Vader and keep Vader as much out of the combat as he can while getting the most advantage on the Phantom.
Yeah, that's the other option. He could try to bank with Slippy towards Darth Vader and maybe set up a block there and then do short maneuvers with the other 2 to try to get shots on him. That could be beneficial as well, keeping Vader out of the fight and maybe be able to tag him for a couple damage. And we're back to the activation phase. Let's see what he does. So with Slippy, he goes ahead and does a 3 bank to the right. So it looks like he's going to go for the Phantom. Interestingly, goes ahead and boosts 1 bank. So he's really kind of either going to block the Phantom or the Phantom will overshoot him, it looks like. Pushes the limit to take an evade. Peppy will follow up with a 5 straight. Go ahead and focus and evade. So it looks like he's hoping for a block on this Phantom. Mm-hmm. And interestingly, Fox does just a 2 straight and focuses. Maybe he's trying to set up a block on Vader there. What do you think, Joe?
That's what I'm thinking. That's kind of what I thought maybe earlier, is he might block Vader out of the fight and get 2 on that Phantom.
Yeah, so interesting strategy, going for a double block here. The Phantom does do a bank 2 to the right, so it looks like it will probably bump. Asa hits the wrong button again. Ham hands Asa. Oh, wait, that's a 2 bank to the left, so the Phantom will not be blocked. He'll go ahead and barrel roll out of arc of both of those ships, so neither of them will have a shot. Very good move from Asa. He really kind of anticipated that block maneuver from Jonathan, it looks like.
Right.
And Darth Vader tries to do a 3 hard and will indeed be blocked by Fox. Interesting move from Asa there. I guess maybe he was concerned about getting blocked and just trying to get out of the way.
That's what it looks like. He's been fairly cautious with Vader all game, and it's actually kind of paid off for him.
Yeah, so it's looking like we may, in fact, have no shots on this turn.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, no shots. Jonathan does go ahead and flip down the blinded pilot on Slippy, so no damage from that crit, really. And we're back to dials. So good set of moves there from Asa. Kind of cautious, but he does wind up taking no damage. And he's got Darth Vader behind the A-Wings effectively at this point.
You know, it almost might have been better if Vader taking that 3 bank would have gotten past him, because now he's out of the fight for probably another round. Here, now he has the opportunity to re-engage on those A-Wings by taking a left turn.
Yeah, can go ahead and just do maybe a left 3 hard, and he should be right in the blind spot of those A-Wings. So we're to the activation phase. We've got Slippy activating first, 3 hard turn. Go ahead and takes a focus and an evade, trying to stay out in front of that Phantom. Peppy, just a 1 hard turn, focus evade as well. And finally Fox, 2 hard, focus evade. So he's keeping after that Phantom, it looks like.
Yeah, now, unfortunately, his damaged one's going to take a brutal shot from that Phantom,
Yeah,
regardless of what happens.
Looks like it. The Phantom's going to go ahead and do a 3K turn. Clears, and that one will have a range 1 shot at Slippy. So Slippy is probably in big trouble right here.
Mm-hmm.
And Darth Vader, go ahead and do a 3 bank. Also closing in on the damaged A-Wing. We'll go ahead and take a focus and evade. And yeah, this could be about it for Slippy, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Darth Vader will shoot first. Range 2 shot on Slippy. Rolls 1 hit, 1 blank. Adds a crit with the advanced targeting computer. And Slippy will roll 2 natural evades, so he'll stay alive long enough to shoot.
And that's good for Slippy with that 5 dice shot coming here shortly. He needs all of that token stack.
Right, so thing we've forgotten here, Darth Vader does have the Juke elite pilot talent, so Asa goes ahead and uses it, which forces Jonathan to spin the evade token to stay alive here. So a good use of Juke forces one of the tokens off of that A-Wing.
Unfortunately for Slippy.
Yeah, will still live, so he'll go ahead and take a shot, range 1 at that Phantom. And Jonathan rolls 1 hit and 2 focus results. He'll go ahead and spin the token here to make it 3 hits, and the Phantom will roll 2 focus results and has no token of it of its own, so it will die. You will die. Of course, it gets simultaneous fire before it does so.
The Phantom will die, or it'll have 1 health left?
I believe it just took 3 damage there, so...
But I thought it was still 2 and 2.
Excuse me, it was full. Yep. You are correct. I thought it'd take it a shield. So it will be at 1 hull here.
Still, you got to give John credit. That actually puts him nearly taking off that other ship. Even if Slippy goes away, he's now to 2 ships on 2 with a very damaged Phantom, which could very well push this to a 2 A-Wing versus Vader battle.
Right, and so John actually has a remaining shot here. He'll go ahead and fire Peppy at that Phantom. The Phantom now has 1 hull, range 2 shot from Peppy, and Peppy will get 2 focus results, and he'll go ahead and use the token to make it 2 hits. So the Phantom will need a natural 2 evades to live.
Oh, jeez.
And it gets it. That's Asa for you right there, ladies and gentlemen. 2 natural evades. The Phantom is fine.
I'm still chuckling that you called him ham hands, that he continues to roll these delicate evades all the time.
That's what I get for calling him there. So, range 3 shot from Fox. Going to keep trying to get that Phantom dead. And Fox will roll 2 hits, so very good rolling from Jonathan here. Again, the Phantom will need 2 natural evades. He will get 3 dice here. And no luck this time. So 2 blanks and a focus result. Now the Phantom will die.
I have expected him to survive.
I always do. But it will not there. It will take its simultaneous fire before it's taken off the board. Looks like it's going to go range 1 at Slippy. 5 dice here. See if he can make a kill before he dies.
Yeah, I don't see Slippy surviving this.
Ooh, man. Certainly not. Going to go ahead and get 4 hits and a blank there. And so no matter what Slippy rolls, he's going to be dead here. He has no tokens. Asa goes ahead and re-rolls with the target lock. Just add insult to injury. Makes it 5 hits here. And now Slippy is super duper dead. And in fact, he rolls no evade, so he'll take 5 damage and spectacularly die.
That's right. Asa Graf killing flies with a bazooka.
That's right. That's how he does it. Okay, so Slippy goes off the board, as does the Phantom. So that'll make it Darth Vader with 3 hull remaining versus 2 full health A-Wings. Match still looks pretty even to me here, Joe.
Yep. You know, you got to head into Jonathan for going ahead and spending that focus to get as much damage on that Phantom, thus taking him off the table, knowing he was going to die. No sense in saving that focus token.
Yeah, it was pretty clear that Slippy was in big trouble, going to take a range 1 shot from that Phantom. So, yeah, the 3 hits, spending the focus is a big deal. Went ahead and got that thing killed. And in the meantime, hey, look, we're in a pretty good game here. So one thing to keep in mind here, in case everybody's forgetting, the Darth Vader is equipped with Proton Rockets, which he has not spent yet. So we'll see if one of these A-Wings eats some Proton Rockets in the next couple turns.
Oh, Asa.
Always mean, right?
Yeah.
He's the mean one.
Mm-hmm.
So taking a while to set Darth Vader's dial here. He really doesn't want to get blocked. If you're John, do you turn in towards Darth Vader? Do you anticipate the K turn from Darth Vader? Couple choices here.
I'd be K turning with Pappy or Peppy or whatever his name is, and then probably doing just a slight, just a bank. Well, that A-wing doesn't have a 1 bank. That makes it tough. So probably a 2 bank that's what I would do. And again, try to pinch Darth Vader at this point.
Yeah, so it does look like he's going to do a 2 bank with Peppy. Gets right out in front of Vader. Vader will not probably be able to K-turn there. He'll push the limit for a focus and an evade, and he'll follow it right up with Fox here, and also focus evade. So it does look like he was hoping Asa would try to do the straight or the K-turn, and he'd be able to block here. Asa, however, continues to play it safe and will do a 3-turn towards the A-wings.
Is that going to get blocked?
And that'll go right over Fox. So
very
Darth
close.
Vader is clear. He'll go ahead and establish a target lock onto Fox and barrel roll to the other side of him. So really good moves from Asa there. You can see how he's kind of right behind the A-wings here. He can take a hard turn to the right and boost and be right in chasing position.
I honestly expected Asa to do exactly that. Take a turn move to the left, like pilot left like he did. I guess it's just knowing your opponent so well versus not knowing him at all.
Yeah, we've played Asa a few times here.
Yeah, a few.
Yep. Okay, so we're back to the activation phase here. We're at round 13 here, so stretching on into a little bit of a long game. Jonathan will go ahead and do the 3K turn with Peppy and the 3K turn with Fox, anticipating Darth Vader turning after him. And indeed, Darth Vader will turn to follow him. 2-turn. Asa will do a 1 bank boost and go ahead and take an evade token. So Asa will probably have at least 1 shot here. Indeed, he catches Fox at range 2.
Just clipping that corner.
Just clips it. He'll roll and he'll get 1 focus and 1 hit. He does not have a focus token, so he'll just add the crit with ATC. 1 hit, 1 crit. And Fox will roll just 1 evade, so he'll lose a shield there.
And he jukes that. 2 shields.
Oh, and he jukes it, indeed. So Fox will lose 2 shields. Meantime, Peppy will return fire, range of 3. Rolls 1 blank and 1 hit. And Darth Vader will roll 1 evade and spin the token here. No damage on Vader. So juke, as we get into a lower ship count, really starting to hurt Jonathan here. Every time Jonathan is left without a focus token, he's very vulnerable to getting hit hard by Darth Vader. What do you think about that APT choice, Joe? Usually people are putting VI on Darth Vader or Predator. I personally kind of really like juke. What do you think?
Well, I like juke a lot as well. I mean, Vader's a natural PS9, so he's going to fly ahead of most things anyway. But the thing is this is kind of almost specifically tailored for it. And I'm not saying that he built it specifically for this particular list, but in today's meta, you want to put VI on so you ensure Vader goes first. And he didn't have to do that in this case.
Yeah, you usually go VI on Vader to make sure specifically you're over the top of Poe Dameron, who is very prevalent in the meta right now. But yeah, if you don't have to, Vader getting his natural 2 actions makes him a really good candidate for juke. You're almost always going to have that evade.
Well, I think it's more than just Poe Dameron as well. I mean, you've got Wedge, Wes Antilles stripping tokens the way he does could be very dangerous for Vader as well.
Right. You got Wes, you got Wedge, Carnor Jax at 10 sometimes you'll see. I think we're about to see the Inquisitor at 10 every now and then.
Mirror match to get ahead of Sunterfell.
Mirror match as well. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons you might want Vader at 11. Mm-hmm. So we're back to the activation phase here. John will go ahead and just do a 5 straight from Fox and a straight 1 boost, push the limit for an evade token. Peppy will do a 3 bank to the left and a 1 straight boost and push for an evade token. So disengaging here. Very interesting that he didn't try to keep on Vader.
I think it's a smart move. Right now, he just needs to regroup himself to make sure he gets a better shot at Vader. He can't continue to go with this one shoots and this one doesn't. He really needs to get both of those to face Vader.
Right. So Vader will go ahead and do a 3 turn to the right. And I'm imagining a barrel roll maneuver to try to get into range here. And indeed, Asa does. Barrel rolls backwards. Should give him a shot on the back corner of Peppy here.
Yeah, some nice maneuvering by Asa with Vader here. Able to get unanswered shots.
Yep, going to go ahead and take a boost to just ensure that he has a shot. And he will shoot range 1 at Peppy. Now, no actions or modifiers here from Asa, and his target lock is on Fox, so it will just be a 3 base dice attack. But he does get 2 hits, and Peppy gets 1 evade, but has an evade token, so no damage from Darth Vader. And we're back to dials.
This is the one thing about highly agile ships. You get into dogfights like this that can last a very long time. Both ships, neither one putting on a whole lot of damage, neither one taking a whole lot of damage.
Right, that's what I was just about to say here. We could be getting ready for a long game. It could be very hard for Vader to punch much damage through while still avoiding blocks. Conversely, Jonathan's going to have a hard time hitting Vader with his token stack. Let's see
and that's
what
exactly
happens.
why he needs to get both of these A-Wings firing. I mean, he needs to strip tokens with one so he can get damage on with the other.
So what are you thinking here? K turns, maybe?
That would be my guess. I can't imagine what else he'd want to do unless he wants to run around the rocks to try to get Vader out of position.
Well, it looks like he's going to go ahead and actually do a 1 hard to the left with Peppy, maybe trying to set up a block again. He'll focus and evade there. And a 1 hard with Fox, which will not quite make it around that rock. So he's going to put Fox onto a rock. He'll roll. He'll take no damage from the rock, but leaves himself very vulnerable to Vader coming up here. Vader will do a 2 bank, which will get blocked. But unfortunately, he will still have a shot at Fox here, who has no tokens. So really kind of an unfortunate mistake from Jonathan there. Left Fox out on an island here. He will be getting shot with no tokens, and Vader does have a target lock on him.
It's hard to question what John does in this. I mean, this is a list he's flown a lot. He told us this is his baby, right? And he loves A-Wings. He knows them very well. So was this a mistake, or was this... obviously he didn't want to hit the rock, but was this intentional? Not taking the K turns. I question the decision, but it's tough to do that knowing that he knows this list so much better than we do.
Yeah, and it's a great move if he doesn't hit the rock, right? Because he turns and then he can probably boost. And he did correctly anticipate where Vader was going. If he was able to not hit the rock and boost, he would probably have a range 1 shot on a block Darth Vader. Unfortunately, just barely hits the rock there. So a little bit of bad luck. Meantime, Darth Vader will have the first shot here. He will be a range 2 shot onto Fox. Ooh, and Asa rolls 2 hits and will add the crit with the advanced targeting computer. Oh,
3 natural evades.
Fox rolls 3 natural evades. So John gets away with the mistake there. No damage. And we'll go ahead and go back to dials.
Asa with a taste of his own medicine there.
Yeah. So John is commenting in the chat here that it was a vassal move that caused the mistake. Very difficult to judge distance in vassal. It's not quite like the tabletop. The fact that you're seeing it at a top-down kind of perspective really kind of messes with you. And the scaling of everything is smaller than it is in real life. Hard to judge distance.
I would think that it would be easier just for the fact that you have an accurate view. When you're looking on a table, you're always looking at it from an angle, which can stretch distances and make it harder to tell exactly what those banks or turns are going to do.
Yeah, the top-down view is nice. For me personally, I'm just so used to the tabletop at this point. You're used to looking at it at that bad slant angle, and you're used to those ships being bigger than they are here. Kind of confuses with you. You have to rescale your brain a little bit.
Right.
So I think Well, okay. John, we're back to we're back to the activation phase here. John will go ahead and do a 1 hard left with Peppy. Takes an evade token. And Fox will do a 2 hard. Hits the rock on his way out, but takes no damage. But no action from him here. And Darth Vader will go ahead and just disengage again. 3 hard to the right. So Asa continues to play it safe here with Darth Vader. Probably the right move. He doesn't want to get blocked and shot at range 1, so taking no risks here.
Right, and had Peppy and Fox taken K turns, assuming they were able to, it put him out of range.
Yep, so he'll go ahead and do a barrel roll and a boost action just for positioning for next turn. And we'll be back to dials again. So we've gone 17 rounds here. These A-Wings certainly are proving to be durable. I'll tell you what, Joe, John is changing my opinion on Green Squadron A-Wings. They do appear to live a lot longer than you would think.
Well, I've liked the Green Squadron A-Wings for a while. I run them a little bit differently. That hull upgrade is a very, very interesting choice, and it's proven to be very, very capable.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't look like there's been a lot of range 3 shots here. I think the whole upgrade may have been better than the auto thrusters, at least for this matchup.
Yeah, it's hard to say when you get into other parts of the meta, especially with the TLTs out there and, potentially things like ion cannons and things like that. But
Right. So John and I did talk about this a little bit here, and he does admit that the TLT matchup is where you want auto thrusters, specifically the 4 Y-Wings with TLT matchup can be a problem for you if you don't have the auto thrusters.
Right.
But in this matchup, it's pretty good for him.
Yeah, with the 4 A-Wings, you're only putting out 8 damage, which is exactly what you need to get a Y-Wing off the table. So you're likely not going to get a Y-Wing off the table first round. That makes it very tough for these A-Wings without auto thrusters.
Correct. So we've worked our way back to the activation phase. We've got a 1 hard turn to the left coming from Peppy. Going to put him in a nice position to shoot at Darth Vader here. He'll go ahead and boost, maybe hoping for a blocker or range 1, and then he'll take the focus action. Fox will follow suit, 1 hard, and he'll just focus and evade there. So maybe he's hoping for a block with Peppy and a range 1 shot from Fox. Darth Vader does a 2 hard. No block. He'll stay right underneath those A-Wings.
So we finally get a straight joust here.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any tricks Asa can do to get out of arc here. So indeed, he will just focus and evade. And he'll take the first shot. Looks like he's going to go ahead and shoot at Fox, actually, since Fox shields are out. Range 2. Asa will roll 1 hit, 1 blank, and add a crit with the advanced targeting computer. Fox will roll to defend. He gets 1 evade, and he will spin the evade token, so no damage there. And here come 2 shots on Darth Vader. This could be trouble for Asa. And John will shoot with Fox first. Oh, he did have to spend his focus token there because of Darth Vader's juke. So another good use of juke. Fox will be without tokens while he shoots Darth Vader here. Range of 2, rolls a hit and a focus result. Again, he had to spend his focus to avoid juke. So just 1 hit. And Darth Vader will dodge that with 1 evade. Meanwhile, Peppy will shoot range 1. He'll go ahead and get 3 natural hits, so this could be trouble for Darth Vader. Oh, but Darth Vader rolls 2 evades, spins the evade token, no damage that turn. Really too bad for Jonathan there. He set that one up nicely, but he's not able to make it pay off.
Too bad, yeah, indeed, but good use of Vader there, reducing the tokens so that he could, in fact, keep his token stack for that second shot.
Yeah, again, juke is really paying off. It hasn't punched through a ton of damage against this list, but it has forced a lot of token usage that may have really, really helped Jonathan had he been able to use them offensively.
Yep.
So as the players get set here, it looks like Jonathan's probably going to have to go ahead and K-turn to keep after Darth Vader. I'm wondering if Asa doesn't just K-turn himself here to try to keep hammering at those A-Wings.
Considering he has a target lock on Fox, who is down to 3 hull nose shields. I'm going to guess that he K-turns, assuming that John's going to do the same thing.
Yeah, I think I would. I think I would, but knowing Asa here, I would think Asa will probably opt for the conservative move and just keep after his opponents in a couple turns. Asa taking a long time to consider his dial here.
Well, he does only have 3 health left and no shields, so
right, has to be careful.
Yeah,
so we're finally back to the activation here. We've got a 3K turn coming from Peppy. Oh, does not quite fit. Interesting that he didn't try for the 5K turn.
Yeah.
Guess he wanted to try to keep in on Darth Vader, but he will not make it, so he'll be stressed and facing the wrong direction. Does try a 5K turn with Fox. That makes it easily.
He might be regretting that 3K decision. That 5K would have been safe.
That will hurt, I think, here. He'll definitely not be getting a shot there. 3 bank coming from Darth Vader. Again, Asa does do the conservative maneuver. He'll go ahead and boost and take an evade token. So just bugs out again. What else would we expect from our dear co-host, Asa Graf?
We love you so.
We love him so. Fox will have a long shot here. Range 3 on Darth Vader. Does roll 2 natural hits. But Darth Vader will roll an evade, and he will spend the token. No damage. Back to dials. So John really kind of put himself in a bad position here. I think he was able to use Wingman, so at least Peppy isn't stressed and facing the wrong direction. But I think he's got a K-turn here to get back on target. Meanwhile, Vader will be able to regroup and come back around.
Yeah, I would expect them both to try to regroup at this point.
Yeah, so Peppy will go ahead and do a 3 bank to the left and boost to the left. Just coming back around, trying to get back on target.
Now, I just want to point out real quick at this point that Asa noticed that the Green Squadron would have won on time in a normal 75-minute round at this point.
Yeah, so another good benefit from Jonathan's squad. It's a pretty durable thing, especially against low ship count opponents. Mm-hmm. So he probably could have won in a tournament here. But our list head-to-heads are untimed. So Fox follows his friend, just regrouping, coming around the rock. Meanwhile, Vader will 2 bank. And he will try to boost, makes it, and does a barrel roll. So, yeah, both players kind of regrouping, setting back up for another pass. So I'd expect more of the same on this next turn. They both just have to keep trying to turn around. And what Jonathan really wants here is he wants to get both A-wings on target at once so that he can punch through Darth Vader's tokens. Mm-hmm. Similarly, Vader really wants to try to split them. So here we are, 2 bank from Fox and a boost 1 straight, 3 bank from Peppy and a boost 1 straight. So Jonathan staying in formation and coming around.
Looking for the open space.
Yeah, Vader going too hard here. He will boost and he will barrel roll. So Asa kind of making more ground here. He's starting to get behind the A-wings. Jonathan may want to just send the 5K turn down here and be coming straight at Vader. What do you think, Joe?
It's quite possible because now's the best time for Asa to start moving in, ensuring that he knows where Jonathan's going to be with those rocks blocking certain paths.
Yeah, I'd expect Asa to come on a 3 bank here and just start engaging. And we're to the activation phase. Indeed, 5K turns from Jonathan. So he'll be coming back at Vader here. Vader 3 hard, interestingly. Mm-hmm. And a barrel roll action. So Vader will be going through that gap between those 2 rocks, it looks like. He'll boost, maybe get himself a long shot here.
Yeah, it's interesting. Commits to that path just to get that long shot.
Yeah, it's going to give Jonathan a real easy decision next turn. Probably just turns up towards Vader. But Asa does get this long shot, and he does roll 2 natural hits. He'll add a crit with advanced targeting computer. And Jonathan will roll just 2 evades, so he will take a crit, and that is Fox, who has no shields. So crit will go face up. It is a structural damage, so his agility will be reduced by 1. So right there, there's one time when auto thrusters would have been of great benefit to Jonathan.
Absolutely.
And I think that'll be the only shot this turn. So Fox is down to just 2 health and has a reduced agility value. So Asa kind of starting to look a little better here.
Looking a little better, but he's in a position where he is predictable now, and the A-Wings are going to have the advantage to know how to get him both shots on him, I think.
Yeah, big turn from Jonathan here. I would be anticipating turns up towards Vader and maybe a boost with Fox to try to get a bank. If Asa continues to hold pattern, he'll probably maybe try to just do a long straight maneuver, be safe, and get out of there.
I expect a block with Fox as well. That's the other way for him to get Vader on action from that token stack.
Yep, and skipped forward a little bit here, but indeed, Fox does do a 3 turn, takes a focus and invade. So yeah, he's looking for a block with Fox. Peppy follows suit, 2 turn, focus, and evade. Darth Vader, just had the 1 bank. So Asa plays it a little bit conservative, and it pays off. He's not blocked. Let's see what Asa does here. I'd be expecting, just a focus and an evade. So here's one instance, Joe. He could go Proton Rockets here, which are kind of the threat that we're forgetting about,
that
I would anticipate.
Dirty little.
I know. Let's see if he uses it on a 2 health A-Wing. Yes, he does. So here it comes, Proton Rockets. This will be a 5 dice shot. He does have target lock and focus to modify. And he rolls 3 blanks and 2 focuses. Now he's got the target lock, and it is Asa. So don't lose faith yet.
That's right.
He'll go ahead and he'll target lock the blanks.
Target lock.
And he gets three focuses and 1 hit. So he'll spin the token and have 4 hits. But not a bad result if you're Jonathan. But Jonathan rolls. He has the reduced agility, so he gets a blank and a focus. No matter what he does, he's going to be dead there.
Yeah.
Goes ahead and uses both tokens just for fun, but he is dead.
Yeah, unfortunately, pilot skill 3, he doesn't get the simultaneous fighter on Vader. That leaves it 1 A-Wing versus Vader, which is going to be a very tough match. Now, Vader is only the 1 token now, so it's possible for him to get damaged through, but it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, so range 2 from Peppy here. Gets 2 natural crits, so there's a big roll. But Vader rolls 2 natural evades. So that was crippling for Jonathan. He's going to be in big trouble here. With just 1 A-Wing, it's going to be very, very difficult to fight Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And so we're back to dials here. Jonathan trying to think of what he could possibly do here, but this will be very, very long odds. I'd anticipate just a K turn probably from Vader and hunt this thing down pretty quick.
Yeah.
So Jonathan does about the only thing he can, 3 bank and a boost. Vader, in the meantime, kind of just does a 2 bank, goes the wrong direction. Asa will barrel roll, but yeah, nothing there. Asa guesses wrong, and we're back to dials.
He does take a target lock action, though, just to note, so that he, once again, he could put that extra crit on.
Yeah, sets up his advanced targeting computer. So we're back to the movement on the next round. Jonathan does a 2 hard and a banked boost. Asa will go ahead and do a 3 hard and a banked... Asa hits the wrong button again. There you go, banked boost.
Awful close to that asteroid.
Close but not on it. He'll take an evade. So he'll have a range 2 shot here. He'll roll. He'll get 1 hit and a blank. He'll add the crit with advanced targeting computer. And Jonathan rolls 3 blanks. So he'll take 2 shields right there. And the writing is on the wall at this point. He'll return fire. He gets 1 crit. Vader will roll...
he'll use his...
he'll use his target lock. Target locks to get a focus result. Spins the token to make it hit crit. Darth Vader will roll. He gets 3 blanks. Oh my goodness. So he'll add an evade token. So Darth Vader takes a crit here. So it's not all the way over, depending on what this is.
Right.
Flips it up, shaken pilot. So Darth Vader cannot be assigned straight maneuvers on the next turn. Not the ideal crit that Jonathan needed, but not quite over. So we're back to dials here. Man, if that would have been a direct hit or maybe a blinded pilot, Jonathan could have been back in the game here, but shaken pilot won't help him that much. I'd anticipate Vader will probably just do a 1 bank here and stay in the fight, clear that crit.
Yeah, Vader still has the obvious advantage here of shooting first like he does, especially with his token stacks.
Yeah, gonna be a problem for Jonathan. He'll go ahead and he'll do a 2 bank to the right, take a focus and evade. Smart move. Vader can't go straight here, so Vader will do a 1 bank like I thought. He'll go ahead and boost and just take an evade. Can't get a shot there, and we'll go back to dials. Asa will flip down shaken pilot, so Vader can do whichever maneuver he would like this next turn. And we're back to the activation phase. 1 hard from Jonathan, just trying to get in the way, I think. Oh, and a 2 hard from Vader, so that'll give him a range 1 shot. Asa will go ahead and barrel roll out of arc and take a focus token. So this could be about it for Jonathan. And indeed, Asa rolls. He gets hit, crit, and a focus. He will... Oh, sorry, that was the last roll. Asa will roll, and he will get hit, and a focus. He'll add the crit with advanced targeting computer, and he'll spin the focus. So that'll be 3 hits and a crit. Jonathan rolls, and he does roll 3 natural evades here. Unfortunately, that still does mean he's taking a crit. And it is a direct hit. So that will put Jonathan down to just 1 hole left.
I have to give Jonathan credit here in this, 2 health Vader versus a 1 health AoE. You don't get any closer than that.
You don't get any closer. And so I've really personally been impressed with Jonathan's list. I didn't honestly think it was that great when I first heard about it, but he flies it very well, and these A-Wings are a lot tougher than you would think, and they actually put out more damage than you would think here.
Yep.
So
tougher than you think, better damage than you think, and excellent use of an underused card like Wingman.
Yeah, and then finally we do have to say Jonathan, obviously a great pilot who's perfected a list here. There is something to be said for just taking a list and playing it as well as you possibly can. It can overcome some meta problems that you might have. And clearly he's got this about as well as you could hope. So pilots are setting dials here. We're back to the activation phase. 2 bank for Peppy and a boost, just desperately trying to keep alive any way that he can. 2 turn from Darth Vader. Asa will go ahead and boost to chase and take a focus action, and he'll have a range 1 shot on Peppy. Asa rolls and gets a blank crit focus. He'll add the crit with ATC and focus, so it'll be 2 crits and a hit. Peppy gonna need at least 2 evade results here to live. And he gets them. 2 evades. He'll spin the token and stay alive. So Jonathan clearly just wanting to maximize his time on the Back to Dials podcast here. Staying alive. So
and showing off how evady those A-Wings are.
He is. He wanted to make a good showing for the A-Wing. This is clearly showing it how it's done. If this were a tournament here, he would have won on time.
Yep.
And even at this point, he'd be maximizing MOV by keeping this thing alive. So he'll go ahead. He'll do a 1 hard turn.
An interesting choice.
That'll keep him with stress there. So maybe Jonathan has had enough on the Back to Dials podcast here.
It's almost a relinquish.
It's almost a tipping over of the king, I would think. So a 2 bank from Vader. Vader can stay there and just focus evade. This should be it for Peppy. Range one shot from Darth Vader. Vader will get focus blank hit, so Asa can't quite finish him here. He'll add the crit with ATC and spin the focus, so 2 hits and a crit. Peppy's going to need a natural 3. What do you think, Joe? Does he get it?
I don't think so. His luck can't hold out that. Only Asa would get 3 here.
Only Asa can do that. Well, and I suppose he's dead either way because Asa will juke him here.
That's true. He has the evade. Yeah,
and he goes ahead and he gets just a focus and 2 blanks. So that'll do it from Peppy. All in all, a very good game here. Very impressed by Jonathan's flying. But Asa will come out on top once again. Don't feel bad, Jonathan. He kicks the crap out of me on these list heads every time. So,
and of course, Jonathan making the comment: "When the dice favor Vader, he never dies."
He never dies. That's right. So I think that'll go ahead and do it for the episode 7 list head to head.
Episode 8.
Episode 8 list head to head. Yeah, geez. I just always assume things with 8s in them never ever exist. It's kind of like Wave 8. It's just magically never going to show up.
That's right.
So, thank you very much to Jonathan Scott for playing. Thank you to all of you out there for watching. We hope you've enjoyed it. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcast app. Check out our other videos up on our YouTube page. That's Back to Dials on YouTube. And we've got some articles that recently went up on our website. That's www.backtodials.com. We'd appreciate you checking those out. They have some strategy sessions for beginners. A lot of good information.
And an upcoming article from Jonathan on this particular 4-finger deployment that he's using, right?
Right. So if you liked his list and you liked his flying, he'll be writing up his thoughts in an article. I anticipate that to be very good. I'm going to go ahead and definitely read that very closely. He's a great pilot.
Absolutely. And he's going to be back to talk about this list on our next episode. Is that correct?
He was on episode 8, which has released. So go ahead, check out episode 8. He'll talk this through. Yeah, and we'll talk about this game. He'll be back to talk about the game, hopefully on episode 9. So look forward to that.
All right.
Great. So thanks, everybody, for listening, and we'll see you next time.